This video will show you how you can use the session token service to obtain a session token, which will allow your client to upload a file to an Amazon S3 bucket. So the first thing I did is I created 3 buckets: Marty Bucket 1, Marty Bucket 2, Marty Bucket 3, and they are not public buckets. And the next thing I did is I created a role called Web Client Role, and I attached the Amazon S3 full access policy to it. Now this might seem a little bit scary, but because it looks like we're allowing full access to all the S3 buckets, but that's really not the case. And for whatever reason, you have to attach some sort of policy to get this to work. So I'm attaching the big policy here. And the next thing I did is I created a session token server-side script. So here's our server script, and this is the policy that we're going to use in our session token. So it's called Marty Bucket Policy, and this policy we can put objects and we can get objects to these buckets: Marty Bucket 1, Marty Bucket 2. And in this case, we're pretending there's a user ID of 123, so we're only allowing this user ID to access, to read and write to Marty Bucket 1 and Marty Bucket 2 in his user directory. So this is the policy, and this is the role. So the role ARN is the ARN that I used in the console. So this ARN matches this ARN. And I'm attaching the policy from above, Marty Bucket Policy. So when you assume a role in this fashion, the resultant policy is the intersection of the Amazon S3 full access policy and the policy that I just specified from above. So really, when we assume this role down here, we're going to get an access key and a secret key and a session token that corresponds to this policy, these statements right here. So let's execute this script, and we get our access key ID, our secret access key, and our session token. So all 3 of these have to be used. So let's go to our client script and copy these components into our client script that will be executed. And here's our big session token. So we grab this guy. So now if we execute the client script, you can see that we are creating a file stream. We're going to read hello world. It's just a simple text file. We're configuring our AWS client, creating our S3 client, and these are the parameters for the S3 client. So I'm going to upload a file to Marty Bucket 1, and I'm going to key it for this user ID. So our user ID is 123, and we're going to upload this file. So let's do that, and we get the confirmation e-tag. So just for kicks, let's try Marty Bucket 2, and Marty Bucket 2 works. So let's try Marty Bucket 3. And Marty Bucket 3 does not work because we did not specify it in our resource policy here. So let's go back to Marty Bucket 1, and let's try a different user ID 1234. And that doesn't work because we did not specify the user ID in our bucket policy. We're specifying 123, we're not specifying 1234. And that's how you can use the session token service to obtain a session token which will last 1 hour for a particular user to give certain rights to a particular bucket.